Well, well, well. It's only 7:30 in the evening, and the little bandits are out already. Coonies. They're digging into the cat food. Checked out. What are you doing? Hmm? What are you guys doing? You eating cat food? This one looks little. Up there goes one over there. Look, 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 look. Look at them. It's not even dark yet. They're not even waiting. They're so bold. They're not even waiting for it to get dark anymore. What are you doing? Hmm? That one looks little. We did have a mama with 4 babies, and then the mama was with 3 babies. I don't know what happened to the other one. This one looks young. This one right here on the left looks a little young. The other one looks larger. They're just munching on cat food. And then here's the birds. Here's the guineas. Here they come. They hear me speaking. When they hear me speaking out loud, they think I'm they think I'm talking to them. They know that I'm like the food lady. Look at them. They're so funny. Oh, and you see that hole? You see the holes here in the grass? 1, 2, 3. It's the 3 Mason Loser Club. I came out here, I guess it was about 2 weeks ago, and there were burns overnight. Just another evidentiary video. And it looks like the raccoons dumped the water dish. Thank you guys. Thanks for dumping the water. Thanks so much. We'll have to fill it up later. And here are the guineas. They're so funny. They're finishing up cat food. I've got leftover cat food, and I made a catnip bag. I buy catnip in bulk, and then I buy these little baggies. I don't know if I bought these on Temu, whatever, and I stuff them with some catnip, and the cats go nuts over it. And the birds are going to eat the rest of this cat food while a cat sleeps here in the grass. And this is what it's like here at night. There goes Popcorn. Popcorn. Popcorn is afraid of the birds. He walks around them. And then Princey here, he could care less. He's older. He could care less about these birds, and that I'm talking out loud, the birds think I have something for them. Oh, let me zoom out. I just realized that I'm zoomed in a little bit here. That's better. That's better. So this is what the little creatures look like at night. They're grooming themselves, eating some leftover bugs, getting ready to go in the coop. And we've got 14 over here. And there's some missing. I don't know if they're in the coop already, if we lost 1 or 2. There they go. Look at them. They're a little clique. These are my guinea gang stalkers. It's the guinea gang stalkers. There they go. I wish they'd do the little mating dance. It's so fun to watch. But anyway, this is Lorraine Alternative Homesteading. It's Thursday night. I'm going to show you what these criminals did to my driveway. Now, I have a before and after photo, just saying. Can you see all the weeds in the driveway? It's like they must have come onto the driveway and literally poured seeds. Because this is not just like throwing a couple of seeds. They literally carpeted my driveway. I'll show you. And I have, I've sprayed it with weed killer. And then what happened was they got really browned out and were dying. And then we had a bunch of rain. And it seems like the rain revived whatever was dying. So here, look. It looks like a carpet of weeds. They did this. This is not natural. Not naturally occurring. And it's all kinds of weeds that don't grow anywhere else on the property. Just here, just on the driveway. You can see it here. They did it on this side too. I'll show you here. And it's very difficult to take up. I mean, I've been out here like literally weeding it with my hands. And it will come up in like a carpet if it's the right moisture underneath. Like if we've had rain, I've been able to pull a lot up. But it's literally overwhelming. This should not be. Everything that I do on this property, I have to do 2, 3, 4, 5 times. This is not the way life works. You install a driveway, you maintain, you got a couple of weeds, but these people literally are pouring weed seeds, grass seeds everywhere. And I want to show you what they're doing, like with the directed energy weapons and stuff. I'm going to show you, look at all the leaves. Now we're in September. We have not had any cold weather. Okay, it was like 83 degrees today, 84 degrees. And look at all these dead leaves. You would think it's October. You would think it's November. We have not had cold weather. We haven't had any frost or anything like that. And look at all these dead leaves. But this is not new, folks. I mean, I've had these dead leaves now for 2 months. 2 months I've had these dead leaves. So this is being done to the property. And I'll just show you, you know, the wonderful slop job that Judge Gabbard's crew did. Again, look at that slop job. That's what it is, a damn slop job. So anyway, I'm going to lock my gate here. And this is what they've done to destroy the property. So all you targeted people out there, this is what happens when you own property or land. So there are... Oh, excuse me. Comply because they don't. I have 2 phones on me. I couldn't find my phone before, so I had to dial it up with the other phone. And I'm holding it in my other hand, and it just clicked on another YouTube creator who's in progress right now. So I apologize for that. But I'm going to show you what they did to my gate. Do you see how many colors are on this gate? In the 5 years I'm living here, I've painted the gate 4 times. I decided, even though the house is listed for sale, until I have a showing, I'm not going to paint it again. I can easily spray paint over this. I have some spray paint. But they'll end up chipping it off again, and I'll have to do it all over again. You see? See what this looks like? Is this an eyesore? This is what they did to my gate. This is not naturally occurring. And again, I painted it 4 times. And the sheriff here, they're all pieces of shit. They're greedy predators. That's what I'm going to call them from now on. You know, I call them criminals. And they are criminals because they commit crime. They violate the laws. And then, you know, they place innocent people on these lists with no due process. It's all a big dark secret, right? Big dark secret. No due process for targeted people. And all it takes is a wink and a nod, as Karen Stewart said once. All it takes is a wink and a nod, and somebody placing a phone call and says, I don't like that person. And, they have connections to somebody. Could you take care of them? Even back in the day, the mafia didn't do this to women. Back in the day, the mafia only did like hits on people that betrayed them. Like a business deal or somebody's cheating on a wife or whatever. I mean, those kind of more serious things. But these days, all you have to do is not agree with someone. Not agree with somebody pisses you off, or you piss somebody off, and you have no idea that you've pissed them off, right? You could just be having a conversation with them. Being an intelligent, diplomatic person and having a conversation with somebody. And they just disagree with you, don't like what you're saying. They don't want to negotiate. It's sort of like several years ago when I was still living in New Jersey. And I will do a longer video on this at some point, now that I've got my phones working to be able to record. There's that feral cat national cartel, whose original or founder has stepped down, retired, and now the CFO is in charge there. And this CFO, and of course I didn't know she was a CFO at the time that I received the phone call from her on a Friday night at like 7 p.m. It was after there was a photo shoot of my cats. I'm just going to back up a little bit. On one of my Facebook pages, for Freya's Cat Rescue, and I've got a couple of them, I received an email from an employee, a female employee of this National Feral Cat organization. The ones that do TNR. They claim to be TNR advocates, etc. Trap, neuter, return. So at the time, I felt kind of honored. Here I was newly, forming my nonprofit, making connections, getting partners and stuff like that. And to have a national organization reach out and say, hey, we want to photograph your cats. We heard they're beautiful. We'd like to use their photos for our marketing materials. Can we set up a photo shoot? I said, sure. So we set it up, and I meet with this guy, photographer. He claims to have just been a photographer, but then later he says that he was hired by them. So I meet with him at the cat colony, and he's photographing them for a very long time. And I figured it was over, it's over. And then he wants to come back. And when he comes back the second time, they co-opted my volunteer to help them steal the kittens that were recently born there. I was very well aware of them. I had been managing that colony a long time. I like to keep the kittens with the mama and trap them all at the same time. But no, they didn't want to do that. So they stole the kittens. Yeah, he stole the kittens. They stole them. They disappeared. My trail cameras picked it up. Yeah. My trail cameras picked up. They were looking at the kittens, and then suddenly somebody covered the camera. And when they uncovered it, the kittens were gone. So I ran over to the colony, and I saw that the kittens were gone, which makes it very difficult to trap the mom. But they didn't care because they're thieves. They're envious and jealous, pathetic, narcissist thieves. So anyway, this photographer then tells me that he was hired. And to the best of my knowledge, he still works there. Like, why do you need a photographer on call 24/7? You're going to have to pay benefits, medical insurance, pay time off, all kinds of benefits when you're a full-time employee. But this is what they do with your donations. They hire people they really don't need and waste your money. Like, from what I understand, they were giving their employees some of the highest salaries in the nonprofit world for animal rescue. And that's probably because nobody wants to work there anymore. People who have worked there leave, or they're fired for nefarious reasons. And the feedback given on this company is atrocious. Just atrocious. But I digress. So, I received a phone call from a woman from their company, their nonprofit, on a Friday night, 7 p.m. We received your letter. And what was my letter? My letter was saying, I allowed you guys to photograph my cats. You're going to be using them in your marketing materials. But I've noticed that you haven't been giving us any credit. You haven't mentioned our cat rescue or even the names of the cats, in one of your marketing materials. Do you think you could donate some food to the cats? And it wasn't just the photography. I adopted into my colony 8 of their rescue cats. Evidently, there was a problem with the cats in somebody's neighborhood, so they agreed to TNR, trap, neuter, return some of these cats. It was a lot of cats, but they never received permission to return the cats. So when the cats were all spayed and neutered and vaccinated, the business owner says, no, you can't return them here. So they were stuck with all these TNR victims. So they reached out to people who had colonies, such as myself, to take some of the cats. And I took 8. After I took 8, they wanted me to take more. I said no. And I'm so glad I didn't. Not that I don't love cats, but they refused to give me any food. To take 8 cats into your cat colony over years, do you have any idea how expensive that is for food, shelter, vet appointments? I had a registered cat colony, so I had to get them registered every year, and that costs money. I had to pay the health department a registration fee for the cats and prove that they were vaccinated, that they had a clean bill of health. So so this woman said, I tried to negotiate with her. And as, a narcissist, you don't negotiate with narcissists. They don't negotiate with you. So she said no. And I said, before we hung up, I said, well, who am I speaking with? And she gave me her name, and it just kind of clicked in my brain. I knew that name. And then she said, I'm the CFO. I said, oh. I said, okay. So she was responding to the letter that I sent, requesting some donations for cat food for the cats that we not only adopted into our colony, but in exchange for the photo shoot. And no, they would not negotiate. They had no money. They had no money. They ran out of money. They couldn't send us any food. They couldn't mention our name in the marketing materials. And actually, when I received one of the marketing materials and I posted it on Facebook, like, these are my cats. Like, I was so proud of my cats. They look so beautiful. I was scolded, and I was told to never do that again. That I had no right to any of the photos either. That I can't use the photos. I can't tell anybody they're my cats. This is how nefarious they are. Be careful who you donate to. They're a national nonprofit cat rescue. They're not doing what they're supposed to do. But anyway, so that's just an example of how you cannot negotiate with a narcissist. Here I was like, hey, I took in 8 of your cats into my cat colony. Yes, you brought me some houses for them and stuff, but we're talking about long-term care. The 3 bags of cat food that they left for me was not going to even remotely feed them for the next week. So, no, they had no interest in providing us any food for the rest of those, for any of the rest of their lives there. And ironically, when I moved here, and I think I mentioned to you guys, after I was living here 3 days, 4 of my cats were stolen from a closed pod that I'd set up for all the cats. Of those 4 cats that were stolen, 2 of them were those cats that I took into my colony. The other 2 were mine, and they stole 4 of them. It was heartbreaking. But this is what these nonprofits do. They're envious, jealous, they're thieves. And many of the people that run these places are narcissists, psychopaths. They're very greedy, and they don't do what they're supposed to do. This is happening literally across the country, but I'm just speaking on behalf of my experience with this group. Another thing that they did is on their website, they had some kind of a way for other people like myself, or other people that perform trap, neuter, return, to join their, quote unquote, their little TNR club. Basically was, in my opinion, it was a spy. It was the way that they would spy on other nonprofits, people that do this, and steal their ideas. So as soon as I included my name on there, this is before, all this stuff, I included my name thinking, oh yeah, I'm going to affiliate with, a well-known nonprofit, whatever. I'm happy to give advice and place my name on the list if somebody needs to get a cat trapped in my neighborhood. But that's not what it was about. I would frequently get phone calls and emails from people just harassing me about their animals, bizarre situations, it was like a gang stalking. It was like street theater. That's the only way I can describe it now, in hindsight. So I asked to get my name, I guess it was after a few months, I asked to have my name removed. They didn't like that either, because then they couldn't spy on me, they couldn't steal my ideas anymore. And that's what they do. They're very nefarious, okay? And this is what happened. This is what happened to me with this 501c3 feral cat nonprofit national group. And this is what happens when you're dealing with a narcissist. There's no negotiation. Alanis Morissette, I don't know if anybody remembers Alanis Morissette. She wrote a song called Narcissist Boy, the Narcissist. And she basically said in her song that there's no reciprocity. That's what she said. There's never any reciprocity. And that's basically what it is with a narcissist. There's never any reciprocity. There's no negotiation. Which is what basically emotionally intelligent people do. They negotiate and they're reciprocal. So when you encounter people that are unwilling to negotiate and are not reciprocal, you know who you're dealing with. And you need to back away from those people. And I do believe, and Richard Moore asked me if I thought that I was placed in the program because of my master's degree topic on ADHD alternatives. I mean, it's certainly a possibility, but I don't think so. I really don't believe so. I believe it was coupled with my divorce lawyer, the celebrity narcissist, because it started back in around 2009, the celebrity narcissist that I've mentioned. I believe several people can report you, can get you on a list, maybe get you on different lists. That could be why some people have more severe vandalism and harassment and torture than others, because several people are on your case. It's not just one group. What's the matter, guys? I'm gonna have to get my birdies into bed. It's starting to get dark here. But so I just wanted to give you that feedback on narcissism, on stalking, on negotiating with narcissists. And I look forward to your questions and comments down below. I'm just kind of wandering around here, jabbering. So I will talk to you guys soon. Hope everybody's having a good night. And please remember to hit the thumbs up. It helps the channel grow, get the message out there.